Okay, we're back again. Thanks for joining me in the kitchen yesterday. So now you know exactly how to prepare your food, and that's going to be an important part for you to maintain 5 to 6 meals every day. You would have done your cardio by now. Remember, we've increased it now to 20 minutes, so be sure that you do that every day. We're hitting the gym now. We're going to do back, biceps and calves. Some of the exercises that you will remember from last week, but we will have a new exercise per body part. So make sure that you watch closely on the exercises that Jim will be demonstrating. So I'll see you in the gym. The first exercise that we're doing is reverse pull down. So find a lat pull down machine like this. If there's another attachment on the shackle at the top, remove it and put the appropriate lat pull down bar looking like this. So approach the machine, hold on to the handles with a reverse grip. This is a warm-up set, so remember just to select a weight that'll allow you to rep out about 10 to 15 reps quite comfortably. Bring the bar down to your chest and then back up, keeping your arms slightly bent. Keep your back straight and don't swing back. Bring the bar down to your chest whilst breathing out, and then breathe in as you raise the bar back up. Repeat this for about 10 to 12 reps before we start the first set. Okay, so we're ready for the first set now. Remember, we did this exercise last week, so you should be a little bit more comfortable with it now. So select a weight where you'll reach failure for around 12 to 15 reps, and the rest between sets should be around 45 seconds to a minute. So again, make sure to keep your elbows in as you're pulling down to your chest. Keep your head up straight and don't swing back. And you should be reaching failure between 10 to 15 repetitions. Once you finish your set, remember to rest for about 45 seconds to a minute before starting your next set. The second exercise on this program is the bent over rows. So select a rack, like shown, place a weight onto the bar, use a belt to support your lower back, and we can go straight into our first set because we've already warmed up doing the reverse grip pull downs. So grab the bar just slightly wider than shoulder width, stand back, bend over, sticking your butt out and your chest, and row into the lower part of your stomach, breathing out on the way up, breathing in on the way down. Make sure you do 3 sets to failure of around 10 to 15 repetitions, and make sure you rest about 45 seconds to a minute between each set. Before moving on to our final exercise for back. Our final exercise is going to be hyperextensions. So you need to find a hyperextension machine similar to this. And this is our new exercise for back for week 2. So place a weight at the bottom of the hyperextension machine, grasp it into your chest, and bring your upper body up until it's in line with your legs. Breathe out on the way up and breathe in on the way down. Make sure that you don't overextend on this exercise and don't round out your back. And make sure that you do 3 sets to failure of around 10 to 15 repetitions and rest for about 45 seconds to a minute in between. Now that we've finished back, we're ready to move on to our first bicep movements, which is an exercise that you'll probably remember from last week, which is alternate dumbbell curls. So remember, it's a new body part now, so grab a light weight so you can warm up, that you'll reach around 12 to 15 repetitions quite comfortably. Remember to supinate the hand as far as you can on the way up by turning your hand, as you can see Jim is demonstrating here, and then back down so the palms are facing you once the dumbbell reaches the bottom. Once it's reached the bottom, then you can come back up with the other arm. So once you've done your warm-up, you're ready for set 1. Remember to keep your body straight, no swinging, and wait till one hand has gone down before the other one comes up. That's very important, so you can focus on one arm at a time. Do 3 sets of this exercise, rest about 45 seconds to a minute in between before moving on to your second exercise, which is going to be hammer curls. Be sure to put the weights back before moving on to your next movement. So the second exercise is hammer curls. As you can see, Jim is demonstrating here. He's coming up in a hammer motion, keeping his palms facing towards him at all times. So he's not turning a wrist, he's just keeping the hand straight. This will work on thickening up the biceps. The first exercise was working more on peaking the biceps. You don't have to do a warm-up set on this exercise because you've warmed up prior on the first exercise. So make sure that you do 3 sets in total before moving on to our third and final bicep movement. Our last exercise, and new exercise, is going to be cable curls. So find a high-low pulley. If the pulley isn't on the floor, then you can lower it down as Jim is demonstrating here. Place the bar onto the shackle, select the appropriate weight, and we can go straight into our first set because your biceps are already warmed up. So make sure that you curl the bar up towards the chin, keeping your elbows straight at all times. Keeping your back straight, don't swing back, and keeping your head up. Count about 2 seconds on the way up and about 2 seconds on the way down to ensure fluid movement. If you find that you fatigue quite a bit after the first or second set, then you can lower the weight slightly. Just make sure that you're reaching failure between 10 to 15 repetitions. Breathe out on the way up, breathe in on the way down. Once you've completed 3 sets of this exercise, we can move on to our final body part, which is calves. The exercise that we'll be doing for calves this week is seated calf presses. This is a new exercise again. Last week you'll remember that we did standing calf presses. So sit into the machine, adjust the pad onto your knees, pull the support away from the bar, ensure that your heels stretch all the way down, and then you go all the way up onto your toes. Make sure that you don't bounce this exercise. Go in a slow, controlled movement. Stretch at the bottom, contract at the top. Breathe out on the way up and breathe in on the way down, and don't pull on the hand supports. Let your calves do all the work. Once you've completed your warm-up set, we're going to go into our first working set. So you may want to add more weight to the machine now to ensure that you reach failure between 15 and 20 repetitions. So again, make sure that your feet are halfway onto the pads. Place all the weight onto your ball of your foot, especially when you're contracting at the top. And keeping the weight on the ball of your foot will stop your feet from slipping off as you lower the weight and stretch out your calves. So make sure you reach failure between 15 and 20 repetitions and complete 3 sets of this exercise, resting between 45 seconds to 1 minute between each set. It's quite normal for your calves to be really burning after this exercise. So again, make sure that you cool down for 5 to 10 minutes on a treadmill or bike or whatever cardio machine you prefer, and I'll see you back at the office. Okay, you're back from the gym. So if you haven't had your shake already, have it right now. Your protein and your carbohydrates need to get into those muscles to help you repair straight away. So I hope you enjoyed the back, bicep and calf workout and the new exercises that we had for you. Okay, so tomorrow is a non-training day, but you have to perform your cardio. Remember, it's been increased to 20 minutes now, so be sure to perform that tomorrow. And after your cardio tomorrow, make sure you come back and tune in, because I'll be giving you some tips on food storage and how to keep it fresh and take it everywhere you go. So I'll see you then.